What up everybody, Brother Kimo here with Reload Hawaii. This video is dedicated to anybody that's thinking about buying a Ruger 2245. I think you might want to hang on for just 1 second and check this out. As mentioned before, if you are looking to buy a Ruger 2245, please stop and check out this Browning Buckmark camper or any Browning 22 long rifle pistol. I had no idea that these pistols were so damn awesome. Let me introduce you to this one here though. This is a Browning Buckmark camper and it is made exclusively for Lipsies by Browning. It's got the threaded barrel. The previous owner has put a compensator on. I don't normally use compensators, especially with the 22 long rifle pistol, but man, it looks damn cool. And it does reduce recoil even more. He's replaced the front sight with a fiber optic front sight from High Vis. It's drilled and tapped, and it's pretty pimp, man. But those are not the reasons why I think that this is a better out-of-the-box pistol than the Ruger 2245. Let's start with this thing right here. The golden trigger. You know, very rarely do you find an out-of-the-box trigger that is as awesome as this. And I'm going to bring you my Ruger 2245 and show you what I mean. So, okay, let's start with this. Got a lot of take up here, you know. And even when you get it right against that sear, you can kind of see it's pressing and it doesn't really know where it wants to break. And it's really spongy, kind of heavy trigger pull. And for the most part, you know, it's pretty inconsistent, so you therefore will be a little bit more inconsistent in where you think it's going to break. You know, some shooters are good enough to overcome that. I am not one of them. I would prefer a trigger that's a little bit better. So let me show you this guy here, golden, and I don't know if I like this color, but it's pretty awesome, guys. All right, ready? So there's your take up, and there's your pull. So if you want a pistol, a 22 long rifle pistol that you don't have to dick around with the trigger, this is it. I mean, I've shot tons of Rugers, Smith & Wesson 22 long rifles, and this trigger, you know, actually out of any pistol I've ever shot is just ridiculous out of the box. The guy who owned this before me actually did the sear spring flip where, you know, you kind of break down the pistol, you take the sear spring and you flip it and it reduces the amount of trigger pull, and we'll see that a little bit later on. But holy cow, that is crazy. You know, you put all that other stuff on there, right? The threaded barrel, blah, 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 whatever. That's the most important thing. And that's what a lot of Ruger 2245 people bitch about is, oh my God, this trigger is just crappy. But that's the number one reason that I think the Browning is going to be better. Number two, the grips. Okay, I don't really like the rubber finish on here, but you're going to find this type of style grip on the higher end Rugers, like the Mark III Hunter. Those are made out of wood, but they have the same kind of thumb rest here. Also like this extension for your pointer finger to grab around. And it just really molds, you know, right, your hand molds right around this grip and it fits really nicely in there. And it's nice to see that it comes with the gun. Most of the Ruger 2245s are going to have something similar to this. And I know it's unfair to compare the Zytel model because you can't swap out the grip panels. But when you take it down and look at it, it's the same grip. You know, it's kind of plain and it's stuck in this this shape, you know. So I love the grip on this thing. The last thing, I'll bring the 2245 back in here, are the controls. So you got your safety, your bolt release, or slide catch, depending on what kind of gun you're firing. And then you got your magazine release here. They're very flush to the frame. When you take a look at the Browning, look at that magazine release. It's gigantic. It's like a giant Tic Tac sticking out of the frame. And then these two controls up here, it's like a paddle. It's like huge. It's like Jupiter huge. It's massive. Very easy to manipulate, you know, and easy to grab onto. And I know it's going to sound weird, but when you're shooting all day and your hands get kind of raw, these are a lot easier to grab onto. Slide, a lot easier to pull back than the Ruger 2245 bolt. So you got all of those things. And staying on the same theme as far as having the controls that stick out more, if you have a look at these guys here, that's the magazine here. I'm going to drop this guy here so we can have a look at this as well. The magazines kind of parallel the guns. So here are the follower releases, or buttons, I guess, if you want to call them that. You'll see here, it's really flush. This got a little bit more grab on you. So, you know, if you're shooting all day and your thumbs get raw, this is a little bit easier to pull down on. But yeah, guys, I mean, I had no idea. You know, I knew Browning made 22 long rifle pistols, but I had no idea that they were this good. And as you'll see, the trigger pull is pretty decent when you do that sear spring flip. And the accuracy I got from this thing was absolutely amazing. And I'm going to attribute that to the trigger. So let's have a look at the overall weight of the Browning. We'll slide into the trigger pull results and see what kind of accuracy results I got. And then we'll close it up with some final thoughts. Let's check it out. Okay, overall weight, 2.82 pounds with the optic on it. Let's get into the trigger pull, 4.67 with that awesome, totally awesome trigger. Here are my accuracy results from 25 yards. Basically, I took the base of the grip, put it on the bench, and squeezed off 10 shots. So that's at 25 yards. The next slide I have coming up is going to be, I think, 4 smaller circles and 1 big one in the middle. I think that's I don't know, what is that, like a 8-inch target? I got no idea. Next one's going to be 2 10-inch targets. The one on the left is going to be unsupported 2 hands, and the one on the right is going to be 1 hand unsupported. And you can kind of see how I just kept drifting to the left. You see the little orange circle there. Yikes. Holy cow. Anyway, here are some final thoughts. Forgot to mention, I like the takedown procedure on the Browning Buckmark a lot better. It's a hell of a lot better than dealing with the Ruger rain dance that you got to do to get your damn gun back together. Anyway, I'm going to recommend the Browning Buckmark, especially the camper version, over the Ruger 2245 because it's got the better trigger, better grip, and better controls, and the takedown procedure is a heck of a lot easier. Guys, that's the ending of the review. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you liked the video, give me the thumbs up. And as always, I will catch you later.